It's really interesting. Hey, I was actually just trying to find. I went and weighed myself just before, right? And I went to go and try and find the original weight that I had when I first shaved and started fasting, and I actually couldn't. Um, well, listen, I could, but I'm not going to spend 20 minutes listening to my video again. That being said, it was really nice to go and reflect. It's to hear myself reflecting on the days that I've had recently, and yeah, I'm looking forward in the future to be able to dig these up and have a bit of a listen to. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So so today, let me get my notes out. Hey, this one's a good one. Today was my first like real clean day that I had at work to actually like get shit done. And I honestly, I've only got project work now, which is super cool. Like, there's a few things coming up in the business that kind of need, I need to be working on, and obviously, like with Sterling being born, and I think I just after watching Beck, after being at home and so present and watching Beck with the other kids that we've had. Not to say that she hasn't done a good job at all, but she's certainly flourished this time. And I'm not going to say that it was because of my doing or anything like that, but I do know for certain that being at home has really, really helped. And where knowing that I don't have to be up at 3:30 in the morning, is kind of gives her the confidence to actually like nudge me when she's had a shit night, and I can get up and give her a hand with Bub. And so I've seen that like there's definitely benefit in that. And goodness me, I actually just lost my train of thought. This is really, I've actually been noticing how often I've been losing my train of thought recently. And I don't like it, eh? So not sure what's going on there. Anyway, so the episode I recorded earlier today, the funniest thing happened because I recorded yesterday's one today because I forgot last night before I went to bed. So I was talking how I caught up with my friend on Sunday, and how we spent 2.5 hours and finally just came up with a really, really great way to communicate. And so I was really excited about that. And after I met up with them, and then I caught up with Beck, and we loaded all the kids in the car on the way to the Kids Fest. I was telling her about it. I was like, hey, so we had this conversation, and we came up with this strategy, and it worked really, really well. And like, yeah, I'm really excited to use it. It might feel a bit weird, but I like the benefits there. It's incredible. Like, the level of conversation is just so great. And rah, rah, rah. And so then later, today. So that was yesterday. And today, sitting down having brekkie, and Beck was telling me, because I've been fasting, right? So Beck was telling me, she was like, oh well, I did a bit of research to see if it's safe to fast while you're breastfeeding, and for the most part, yeah, it is, which is really, really cool. And she started telling me about intermittent fasting. And she was like, they say it's like 16 and 8, and I was like, oh yeah, like, you know why? Anyway, she had this pencil on the table, and she picked up the pencil. She's like, I'm talking. It was so good. And she did say to me, she was like, I really don't like how you're so like expressionless. And I said to her, I was like, listen, I understand that. However, my friend and I, we worked out really, really quickly that the moment that someone is there, it's any sort of like, if I'm looking at someone, it feels so like stale, but man, it works, hey. And if I'm looking at someone and they're going, like the thing is, your mind is registering that as like, oh, that's good, oh, that's bad, so it's kind of like you're doing analysis on the words you're saying as you're speaking them, rather than just being able to speak your thoughts. This is exactly why I love this. I don't have anyone asking me questions. I can just get my thoughts out and they're clear and they follow logically. Maybe not. I'm very sorry if anyone feels that way that doesn't. But for me, it's incredibly concise and they just follow, the next thing, unless I lose my train of thought, of course. So it's super, super interesting, hey? Yeah, so anyway, so Beck hit me with that one and I cracked up. I was like, this is great. So that was really cool. Beck had a bit of running around to do, so the house was a bomb. So I spent from about 9 o'clock to nearly midday. That's when they got home, and I just tidied up everything. Put everything away, vacuumed the floors, just genuinely everything. Emptied all the bins, the whole lot. Just did everything that I could, just to get the house back to scratch. And my game plan was that I can either get my work done now or I can get my work done when Beck gets home. But the house needs to be done anyway. And either I'm going to do it or she's going to do it. And when I thought around the best approach to this, I was like, well, if I do all the housework because I can get a really, really clean run and I smash it out really, really fast. So if I get a really clean run at the housework, then Beck can come home and be totally present with the kids. And I don't have to worry about that. I can get a clean run at work then. And here it is, I'm working really, really hard, like super focused and like I'm getting everything done. Like I did like 4 loads of washing and shit. It was crazy, right? And so here in my mind, it's not until it's close that Beck's getting home. I'm like, oh, hang on. Beck's got no idea about my plan. So I'm like structuring my whole day around this idea that she's got no idea that she's bought into, I'm like, oh. So she gets home. I was like, hey, listen, here's my plan. I'm just going to finish the housework, and then pretty much you don't have to do anything because all the things have been done and you can just be with the kids and I can get my work done. How does that sound? Very graciously, my beautiful wife was totally on board. She was like, yeah, that's fine. So we did a little bit of housework and stuff. And then obviously with the last episode, you guys saw the kids coming in and all that sort of hoo-ha. So no, she's so good. I love her. She's always on deck for my crazy shit. Not like that was crazy, but yeah. So it was really nice to have the house kind of just, kids go back to school tomorrow, have the house totally back in order, so then we can get into it. And it's been so nice tidying up all the loose ends and that. Hey, there's been so many little things, just like we'll get to that later. And it's just an annoying job, so you don't bother. Well, yeah, the chickens have come home to roost, and yeah, things are good. Yeah, it was actually kind of nice to have the kids come and interrupt the recording. I think recording at night, I kind of forget what it's like to have them. I guess, they interrupt me during the day, and I understand that I compromise the opportunity for deep work, and I am aware of that. And so that's where at times I'll just say to Becca, hey, listen, I cannot have anyone come into the office for the next, 2 or 3 hours. I should probably get a lock. Oh, no, not with the kids. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. So Beck's super respectful. Obviously, she knows what I'm working on and she knows what I'm working toward, and that I did a bit of maths the other day and I'm like, man, I'm genuinely getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of effective work in at best. Yeah, and then the self-discipline part comes into play where I'm like, now I actually have to be disciplined to use those 3 hours and focus correctly. So, yeah, but you know what? There's one thing I've been really, really happy about. Happy, that's such an ordinary description. There's something that I have been very, I would say, intrigued and proud of, is that the correlation between being disciplined with my food and then being disciplined with my time and my energy and my focus. It's been incredible. I've really enjoyed it. So at the end of this fast, I'm gonna start training. Yeah, there's a friend of mine that I'm hoping, I know he trains really early, a former athlete, and I'm hoping I might be able to jump in with him, which would be cool. But yeah. Another friend of mine owns a gym in town, him and his partner, and they've offered me a month of memberships to kind of get the ball rolling. So yeah, there's a few options, which is quite cool. Nonetheless, I just need to do something. Man, like, my back will be sore from strenuous activities that really genuinely are not strenuous. It's so bad. I'm looking forward to sharing the journey. So, no, it was really nice to have the kids. Kind of hear the kids playing in the background and all that sort of stuff. So, oh yeah. So here's a few things that was really cool. I forgot to mention this earlier today. There's this moment where I was holding. It must have been 2 nights ago now. I was holding Sterling, and Beck was doing something else, and she was. Oh, that's right. She was booking some stuff on her phone, and so she was sitting opposite the in the living room opposite me, and I was holding Sterling, and he's asleep, and I've been fighting him to get him asleep, and he's asleep, and then he just starts laughing, genuinely laughing, like not just a little bit, like I won't make, whatever, I'll do it. He's like, no, it wasn't even like that. See, I shouldn't have done it. Whatever, I ruined it. Anyway, full laugh, like belly laugh, and I like stopped and I looked at Beck, and Beck like kind of stopped and realized what was going on. She's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Yeah, like he was just laughing." And she had this great experience, like probably only a few days prior to that, where he was laughing in his sleep too. And I just find that so interesting how at like 5 weeks old, like how do you experience like joy or happiness to the level that you are laughing, proper laughing? It's just yeah, the range of human emotion is genuinely incredible. So that was really cool. Oh, this morning as well, yeah, I was getting sick of the time that I would jump on Facebook to try and find someone, search someone up, or find something, or look for something on Marketplace or whatever, and I would just get like, I'd just get sidetracked, man, and just find myself death scrolling, being like, yo, what am I doing, and then having to close it. So I just deleted it off my phone. And the interesting part is I've naturally just started reading more books. I later in the afternoon, I went down and saw Syl at Prue's Perfect Pieces, which is where our Hole in the Wall location was originally. And I was chatting with her around. I had to go pick some stuff up, and she was saying how we were talking about how while we were away in Esperance, how there's no stimulus, there's nothing familiar, there's no triggers for habits. Like you get a clean slate, and it's incredible how like there was no, even the kids will ask us every single day, can we watch a movie? Can we watch a movie? Every day we're like, no, like we're not watching a movie every single day. Meanwhile, here we are on our phones every day, and not once did they ask us to watch a movie. It was incredible, and so new stimulus, new location, it's like it's a clean slate. And then you come home and it's not a clean slate, and then you have to fight the habits that just pop back up, so yeah. So anyway, so I've deleted Facebook off my phone again because it's just annoying me. And again, like an incredibly productive day. Like I literally knocked out my entire to-do list. Oh, that's what I was saying at the start of the day. So I'm able to get onto my project work because I genuinely did everything I needed to do. And my to-do list has always been bloody massive. And yeah, and I just was able to spend this afternoon just focus and punched it all out, which was really great. So tomorrow I get to start working on the things that are pressing in the business, which is cool. So today we finally pulled the trigger, and we upped our prices on the vast majority of our hot drinks. It's been creeping up on us for a while, hey, and we absorbed the hit. I mean, we had a pretty high price point when we moved into the drive-through, and we had a pretty high price point. Actually, no, it really wasn't. Not when we first started the Hole in the Wall. And that being said, we're definitely putting more shots in everyone else's coffees. Like I know there's a lot of places where I'm not sure. I'm thinking of a particular franchise that is locally based, not locally based, but operates locally. And I'm not sure if, irrespective of their sizes, they only do one shot. You have to add it on top. And if that's the case, we're absolutely, definitely more cost effective. But we've always been like, I hate that. Like, oh, can I get a large coffee? Oh yeah, sweet. And you get it, and it tastes like piss because it's like got one shot in it, and it's a massive drink. It's just like, don't just put the shots in there and charge the price. So that's always been our strategy, and people have appreciated it, and but yeah, so over the COVID period, and then over these other sort of like all this, since COVID as well, it's like the chickens have started to come home to roost from an economic standpoint, and and we keep trying to save money here and trim costs there and all these sorts of things, and we're like, it has to happen. So signage went up. I think it was last Thursday. New signage went up and had the new prices on there, and so yeah, I hope it's not as much too much of a rude awakening for our customers. But I mean, ultimately, I figure, if we have to, if we want to keep serving the community and doing what we're doing, we actually have to make sure we stay in business, and it's a priority. It is a priority. So yeah, so we pulled the trigger on that today, and it's always like, having done it a few times now, it's not as scary. But man, the first time you do it, it's scary as shit. Like, yeah, so funny, eh? Yeah, so I had to shoot down to the shop. Oh, this is funny. The Savo. And the reason I was actually looking for that video right at the start of this was because I can't remember the weight that I was. I want to say like 107.8 or 108 something. Anyway, it was close to 108. So this is end of day 5 on the fast. And within the first 2 days, I lost like a kilo a day. And then, gosh, when was it? Is that right? Yeah, I think it must have been like 105.6 or something. And I jumped on the scales. No, it was less. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I jumped on the scales at the end of yesterday, and I was like 104.6, and I was like, what? Like, where's my kilo? I should have lost a kilo. I'm entitled to this. And I was like, what? So I jumped back on the scales again today, and I was the same. I was 104.6. I don't get it. The only thing I can think of is this. It was a couple of days back. Beck was like, "Oh, do you want a juice?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So we grabbed a couple of juices. The green juices, it's like apples and maybe it's the sugars. I don't know. If anyone's got insight, I'm very curious. I'd love to know. And so yeah, with these, anyway, so I had 2 juices, and otherwise I'm drinking an espresso, which I'm pretty sure has 0 carbs at all, and water, and that's it. Like 2 juices, right? And now, admittedly, I'm not like being wildly active, right? But I was just like, this is crazy. Literally, and then today, this is the craziest part. I had those juices again, right? Because I was like, maybe not, we'll see. Those juices again. Boy, I didn't even change weight. Lost 0 weight. I'm like, how? How is this possible? How'd I have 2 juices? And I'm going 0. Wild. So anyway, no more juices, none of that shit. I'm literally just drinking water for the next 2 days. And then we're having lamb for dinner. Is the nice. So anyway, I say all that to preface this. We had a bit of a leak in the shed gutter down at the shop, so I had to go down and clean out the gutter this evening, really. Got down there, I walk in the shop to see the guys. Hey guys, how you doing? All right, quick chat and whatever. And man, those muffins are beautiful, and those little snacks in the fridge. Oof, god damn! Tell you that for free. And it was so hard. It wasn't hard because I'm hungry, right? It was hard because this is the funniest shit ever. I was telling Bagro, we both cracked up at this. It's hard because I didn't lose a kilo that day, and I was just like, what's the point? Fuck it. It's so bad. So just because I was like, oh, well, there you go. Who cares then? It doesn't matter anyway. I'm just going to eat this shit. So proud of myself for not compromising on that. But yeah, so that was funny. That made me laugh. So we went home. We took the kids to the girls have been really keen to start doing some wrestling. And they've been like showing a bit more like wrestling. Goodness me, sorry. They've been doing a bit more wrestling with each other and what have you. So we went down and checked out Pacific MMA. Kids might be doing some BJJ in the next little while. We'll just kind of see. And Tilly was really averse. Hey, she was like, no. Lex was like, yeah, I'm keen. So I was like, listen, you can at least come down and watch, and when you're ready, you can do it with us. So, that was pretty much it. Just tidied up the lounge room and stuff with Beck, and it's time for bed. So, productive day, good day.